Welcome to another Demarcation Media Mega Construx review. Today, I'm going to be starting a bit of a kind of mini-series here. So, I've been doing comparisons between figures on the channel for a little bit now. We've done, we did the Master Chief versus the Halo Heroes Series 5 Chief versus the Chief vs. Arbiter Pack Chief. We've done all of the Mark 7s compared. We've done all of the Recons compared. We've done all of the Infinite Chiefs compared twice. I don't know if the second half will have come out before this video or not, but there is 2 parts. So we've been doing that for a bit. So I'm going to do that here, but we're going to do things a little bit differently. So right here, we have all of these generic multiplayer Spartans. These guys are from Series 1 and Series 2 of Halo Heroes. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be working my way through every single multiplayer Spartan from Halo Heroes Series 1 all the way up to Halo Heroes Series, we're at 14 now. I doubt 15 will come out before I finish. But yeah, so we're going to be going through all of them and finding out which one is the best. But there's a lot, and they would not all fit in one video. So we're going to be going by series and doing this kind of tournament style and eliminating figures each round in each video, and 1 or 2 will move on. So today I think we're going to send 1. I think that's what we'll do. We'll do like 4 or 5 figures per video, and 1 will continue to the next round. So, let's go ahead and jump in and look at these figures one by one, starting with that Spartan Orbital. Alright, so here he is. This is the Series 1 Spartan Orbital. And we are going to be considering the weapons as part of the figure. So we will be looking at the weapons for all of the figures, which means I have to track down a couple actually for some other guys. But this guy has a DMR with some very nice like brown and bronze gold print. It's a very clean, very sharp look, and kind of also makes me think of like the old rifles that had a lot of wood on them. So I think that's really cool. That's a very nice weapon. This guy has a couple points because of that. That's just a really good weapon. And then the figure himself is this nice kind of cyan color, and he has some pretty good prints. Some around the back, none on the legs, but we have some white markings on the shoulders. On the chest, we got some white as well as a little skull. Same markings over here, although these ones are slightly off-center. And then the head has a kind of Emil-esque skull on it. And this guy is used, so it's got a bit of a ding on there. So this is almost, the Orbital is like another newer version of EVA. So this is kind of like a callback to Emil, which is pretty cool. And then we got some print around the back, and surprisingly, print around the back of these multiplayer Spartans doesn't happen real often. So that's a plus for this guy. He's not the most complex, but his production quality looks pretty good, and that color is pretty good. His weapon is very nice. So overall, this guy is pretty good. Like, I would say he's a fairly standout figure. And what's interesting is there's actually a red counterpart to this guy. It's, as far as I know, almost identical, but just red, that came in the Builder's Forge set, which is interesting because we don't often get Halo Heroes figures being reproduced almost exactly for sets. So that's interesting. Whoa. Stand up. Stand up. So yeah, this guy is a very solid start. And like I said before, he is from Halo Heroes Series 1. So he's been around for quite some time now. Next up is this Spartan Defender. And this guy is also from Series 1. And he comes armed with, I believe this is a storm rifle with a fantastic print. Look at that. All of the blue kind of going all over the purple. And then we got some bright silver going on. Yes. That is very nice, and I would say that's even nicer than the Orbital's DMR. That's just super clean. I really like that. That right there really looks like a multiplayer weapon. So, lots of points for this one. The Defender himself is... He kind of doesn't look like a Halo Heroes figure purely because he's a little under-detailed. He has some silver print up here. He's got some silver print down on the knees. Let's see. On the shoulders, like so. Nothing around the back. And then a little bit beneath the visor. And the Defender itself, like the chest plate is pretty cool. It's like all bulky. But the head looks like it's got a little smile. And it's just kind of... It's kind of a derpy armor. Like, it's not bad. I like it. But it's just kind of derpy. So he's not as intimidating looking as the Orbital. And like I said, he is fairly plain. But he does look pretty cool. And he has been around for quite a while. And that storm rifle is beautiful. So I would say this guy is worth the purchase purely for that storm rifle. But he is Series 1, which means he might cost a little bit more. Moving on to Series 2, we have the Gangner Spartan. And this guy has a skin, I don't remember the skin, but in the game, I think it's actually red. It's white on red, but Mega decided to do white on orange for some reason. I don't really know why. I would say this is the best figure, best rendition of this version of the Gangner, purely because he's got like all the circles on his face, which gives him more of a face. Usually this Gangner just has a little dot, and there's really nothing to look at there. But this time we have these circles as well as the little light to show his actual eye. So it gives him a bit of a Cyclops look, which is cool. He's got some circles around the side of the head. My voice is going all weird. That's what happens when you get a sinus infection. We got some print on the shoulders, print on the arms, print on the torso. This guy is printed everywhere, even around the back. Look at that. It's like ripples in a pond going all the way down. So that's really cool. He's a pretty sharp color. The molding on the chest, there's a lot going on, so it kind of just looks wrinkly, which is a little weird to me. But it's not too bad. And then he's got, what is this, a light rifle, I think? And it's painted up really nicely. This is one of the best painted Promethean weapons, I would venture to say, ever. But I could be wrong. I haven't seen a ton of the Promethean weapons. But this one is super, super nice. It's got the little peg so you can put it onto the arm of a knight. Which actually does get in the way during posing sometimes. But I don't really see how that could be avoided. So this is a fantastic weapon, and it's not a multiplayer only thing. Like, you could equip Halo 4 Chief with this, and he would look fantastic. So, very, very solid start to Series 2. That weapon is a huge plus, and all of the print on this guy is done super well. Actually, I remember before I was collecting Mega, seeing this dude in my Walmart and going, oh, that guy actually looks kind of cool. Too bad it's a Lego bootleg. So, yeah, this guy is definitely one you want to have in your collection. Next up is the Spartan Scout from Series 2. And this guy has an old style AR, which means it's big and bulky. But it's painted up like a shark, and that is super, super cool. Look at that. Look at the angry shark face. And it's got some nice silver and like gunmetal print as well. You've got the shark face on both sides. So even though this is an old style AR, this is one you definitely want to have just because that shark face is really cool. And it looks like a multiplayer weapon for sure with that shark. But the figure himself is actually really, really good. He has this kind of army green color, which I think he might share the same color with like Red Team maybe. But Then on top of it, we have all this like yellowy lime green print. And it goes around the back. You know what? I'm beginning to wonder if I was wrong in saying that it's rare for the multiplayer Spartan figures to have print on the back. I think that was incorrect. I think it's rare for them not to have print around the back. And, like, literally, this guy has as much print as the Gangner. It goes all the way down, even to the backs of the feet. Got it on the arms. Like, that's crazy. That's a crazy amount of print. And it's done pretty well, too. Like, none of it's super, like, off or just warbled and weird. It looks really good. The visor is really clean and sharp. This is just a sharp armor to begin with. Also, what's interesting is there is a female and male variant because we have Spartan Palmer, and obviously she needs the female torso. But this is actually a male Spartan. So we have male and female version of the Scout chest plates. This guy is fantastic. He's one of my favorites. This color scheme just works so well. And as big and bulky as this weapon is, that shark, you cannot go wrong with that one. And last but not least, we have the Series 2 Oceanic. And I know a lot of you are saying, yes, that is least. But look at this guy. I mean, I like the Oceanic armor. I think it looks pretty cool. It doesn't necessarily look fully Halo, but it does look pretty cool. And this, look at this. Silver with purple highlights, this orange visor. It's just a perfect combination of colors. This is beautiful. And look, there's print around the back, like I was saying. It goes all the way down the legs, super, super fine lines. Goes up the top of the head. The AI slot is even printed around there. This guy on his groin piece, the two lines are off center. So that's a bit of a bummer, but I'm sure that wasn't that way for all of the figures. I keep dropping everyone. What the heck? And then, so the visor is printed really well, actually. And the black frame is printed really well. And then he's got a battle rifle it's the kind without the rail with the scope already on there. And it's this really, really cool, like, silver and gunmetal camo. That is a beautiful weapon right there. So this guy, whether you like Oceanic or not, you gotta admit this dude looks really snazzy with that color scheme, with that battle rifle, the way he's produced. He's just really, really clean. So I really like this guy. He's one of my favorite figures. However, as good as all of these figures are, only one of them can move on to the next round. So we are going to go ahead and start eliminating some of these guys. So let's move all of these ones off to the side. And in the last place, unfortunately, goes the Defender. He has a great weapon, but his kind of lack of detail and slightly derpy armor set cannot pull him up to first place. So he will not be coming back. He will take his place as the first of the kicked out figures. So, next, I think the Gangner will go next. He is a great figure. He has an awesome weapon, but the Gangner armor in this kind of style is just messy. And as much as this skin fixes it a bit, it's not enough to bring him to the first slot. So, those two will not be coming back, and they will go away. Next up, we have the Orbital. This guy is really good. He's a solid figure. He's not overly detailed. He has just the right amount of detail, but that is not enough to bring him to the first slot because we have these two guys right here who are crazy detailed and just blow all of them out of the water. Speaking of being blown out of the water, the Oceanic is blown out of the water and onto the land and out of the running for the top spot. which means... Whoops, I didn't mean to knock him over. Let's start again. Which means the Scout is going to be moving on and trying to see if it can get the top slot as the best Halo Heroes multiplayer Spartan of all time. I think this guy really is the best out of all of these just because of how, number one, the Scout armor is just really, really good. It's super sharp. It looks very much like Halo, and it's just a very good armor all around. And then Mega went and did this amazing like color scheme, and it really looks like a Scout armor. Like, go off into the woods, blends in with the greens, and then can report back. So the Scout definitely wins out here. Scout will be moving on, and we will see if it can stay in the running against all of the other multiplayer Spartans. Well, there you have it. That is the first of the Halo Heroes multiplayer Spartan comparison videos. I would love to hear what you guys think. Do you agree with this ranking? Do you agree with the Scout moving on to the next round? Honestly, I might end up doing parts of this series as votes on the channel so people can vote and say which one they think should move on. Maybe I'll do that for the very last one. But yeah, let me know which one of these guys is your favorite, how you would rank them, and which one you would have picked to move on to the next round. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.